I think I'm already in there, so it's probably gonna put a seat. Oh my gosh, you're so bad. This is why it's good to see yourself. I think on the camera. I have the worst seat. We should trade seats, but it doesn't matter.
Absolutely not. My hair looks better on this side today, so.
Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Marketing Show. I am Ty Daniel Smith.
I'm TJ, aka Young Dumb Crypto.
And I'm Kylie.
And today we are discussing how brand ambassadors are selected. So TJ, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, this is an interesting topic. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about it because there isn't a set answer. Each brand kind of has their own way of assessing things, has their own way of valuing, different parts of, depending on what they're trying to accomplish is going to be a lot of variables in how they assess ambassadors. So,
well, why don't we start off with what an ambassador is, actually?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great point. So, an ambassador, beyond just somebody who has influence and has a following on social media, a brand ambassador is typically somebody who's the face of the brand, who represents usually the brand's culture, usually their target demographic, the main person they're trying to reach. They're usually looking for somebody who fits in that, has that lifestyle, will have a lot of the other similar lifestyles to, and like crossover traits to whoever their target person is.
Can you give some examples of popular brand ambassadors?
For like mainstream brands?
For anything, yeah.
For anything, so like State Farm for Aaron Rodgers right now.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is the face. Now they have several people that are doing it. I think they're using Baker Mayfield as well this year. But for years,
using Mahomes now, aren't they? Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe it is Mahomes. Maybe it is.
I think
maybe
it's Progressive that's using.
I get them all confused.
Or Home Depot.
It's
using
something about him living in the stadium, and it's like cover
it's
your
Home Depot.
Yeah.
This is your house. No,
I'm pretty sure it's Progressive.
It doesn't matter.
Either way, insurance companies love brand ambassadors, and a lot of big brands are using them in a variety of different ways. But typically, like you said, they're going to be looking for somebody like a State Farm. They wanted somebody that fits a wholesome image. They want probably an adult. They don't care male or female, between 25 and 54 that owns a home or owns a car, which is obviously most of the United States or a lot of the United States. So it's pretty broad reach, but they want somebody that's a well-known face that is reputable to them and kind of, it's branding. They want to be alongside that person as a brand ambassador.
Okay. Kylie, why don't you go ahead?
Just about the whole topic about ambassador, like what an ambassador is. Okay. So the whole topic, when a brand is selecting an ambassador, first off, what you have to do is just, again, establish your objective. Like that's, I think, the most important thing in a marketing strategy. Like what's the number one
really
thing you
in
want
life.
Right. That's true. That's also
have an
true.
End goal.
Right. Like what is your objective for doing this? Like what outcome do you want? So it's very important to, establish that first, because if you have no idea what you want to get out of this partnership, you're just going to end up picking someone that's not going to do the job for you. So that's, I think, the number one thing that you have to do. And then second, pick your platform. You have to pick the right platform for your product. Maybe it's multiple platforms. How are you going to advertise your product?
Why don't we go into the difference between an influencer and a brand ambassador, because they're similar. Like one person could be both, but there is a difference.
Yeah. So I think the key trick is an influencer is just somebody who's doing their own thing. They're posting a lot of content. Maybe they have a certain amount of reach. Yeah. And then once they get approached by a brand, or they pitch a brand and then come into a relationship with them with an ongoing sponsorship, or they're, that's when they really move from just an influencer to an ambassador or somebody who's representing that brand. And then they're constantly trying to, which is another reason, I think one other major factor of what brands are looking for is ways that they can integrate their brand into the content that the person's already making organically, which is why they want somebody who's in line with their target customer. So
I think the duration of the relationship between the influencer or person of influence with the brand is also sort of part of that one of those factors that determines if it's a brand ambassador or just
the length of time.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you can be an ambassador for a month, but that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about like usually
a long enough relationship that people are affiliating the person with the brand.
Yeah, usually to me, I think like 6 months to a year is like a typical deal. And so to that point, and they want to try to integrate their brand in a bunch of different ways. So we're like in the crypto space or blockchain space. Say it's a wallet, they want to know this is somebody who's using wallets every single day. It's easy for them to show the wallet. It's easy for them to screenshot. It's easy for them to just work it into all the different stuff that they're doing and really make it a part of their life. Or if it's an exchange or a tool, and no matter what the product is, they're looking for an influencer that fits with it. So if it's a trading insights tool, they're going to be looking for a brand ambassador, obviously, that does a lot of trading and who's talking about it.
It's an audience match. It's a ethos match.
Absolutely.
And to get really into the sort of behind the scenes stuff, it has to be a profitable arrangement. It has to be someone that's not exorbitantly expensive for a product that's not necessarily making a lot of money off of the marketing campaign. Yeah,
no, that's a huge point. Pricing, in any deal, when you get down to it, money always matters, pricing always matters. So finding one where figuring out a way for the brand to get enough exposure from it to justify the price for the ambassador. And that's, again, where easy integration makes it best for both parties. If it's easy for the ambassador to use and talk about, it makes it easy. They can make the price easier, and then it makes it easier for the brand to, continue doing it. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's all I got. You got anything to add?
No, those were the main. I mean, the trust and brand trust is another big one.
That is okay. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Because obviously, like you said, if you're going to be going into a more long-standing relationship and going into a relationship with somebody who is going to be associated with your brand, you want to know it's somebody who's not going to do anything too crazy. Somebody that you're confident will be putting out the same quality and the same consistency of stuff 6 months from now, a year from now, that's not going to eventually come back and blow back on you.
Yeah. So we did an episode about how influencers determine their pricing. And part of that was the fact that their reputation is somewhat attached to the brand that they're working with.
Right.
But it does go the other way. The brand is sort of staking a little bit of their reputation on the people that they're working with.
Absolutely. And to the point that we touched on with language, a lot of people, some of the people I know were said, obviously you can be yourself, you can do whatever you want, but you want to keep in mind, if you are looking to be sponsored or you want your content to be sponsored, that is definitely something that brands look at and consider, what is this person family friendly? Is this not? So not only do the algorithms actually treat you more favorably with no language, down the line, brands tend to as well. Just statistically. So
it goes to the influencer as well. They have to figure out if they're just trying to grow a following or if they're trying to actually turn this into a job.
Right. Well, and in what type of brands they would want to associate with, in the future anyway.
Because there's plenty of brands that could have no problem affiliating with a controversial person.
Right.
But, I would say on average, if you're going after the brand ambassador, recurring kind of revenue as an influencer, you're probably better off staying on the safer side.
Yeah, as family friendly as possible. As broad a reach as possible.
Okay. All right. That is all for today. If you found value in this podcast, please be sure to rate, review, and recommend. And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah,
we're on TikTok now.
Coinbound, Young Dumb Crypto, and Crypto Kylie.
And Ty Daniel Smith.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. We're out.